And his why changed throughout. It changed daily, almost hourly. But the mission and the end goal and the journey and the destination remained the same. So your why, when you started, might have been different than it is today. And that's completely fine. And it might change after the end of this week as well. That's also fine. Your journey is going to have ups and downs, ebbs and flows, just like what Kobe shared with you this morning. It's never going to be the same. So, one saying that I have recently come across that I really like is accept what you can't change and change what you can't accept. And Dad didn't accept a whole lot, so he changed it. If you don't have purpose or action, your motivation will start to fade. You'll start asking yourself, why am I doing this? Do I need to do this? Should I do this? And that ruins your motivation, your drive, your determination. And then you have to find it again. And I'm sure everybody in this room has experienced that at least once before. And it's that much harder to begin the journey again when you lose that motivation. So, making sure that you have consistency and purpose ties hand in hand. And even though you might have successes along the way, if your successes don't have a why attached to it, they feel meaningless. I could say that recently I was able to finish and score well on a test that I had, but I'm doing school. That's a why, an initiative given by Mother, right, to go and complete school. I'll tell you right now, Mother, plug your ears, I hate school. I really don't like it. But to me, that was kind of a thing of like, okay, I got it done. But it wasn't my big why. So it didn't feel like a big accomplishment to me. It was a success, right? It was a very challenging class for me. But it wasn't part of my big why. It is in a way, but not the big why. Okay? There's a lot of really interesting science and research behind having purpose, direction, and your why. For one, we all want to live a lot longer. That's also kind of why we're here, right? To make sure we have a healthier lifestyle. So those that have a why and a sense of direction have a 7-year extra life expectancy. Isn't that fascinating? 7 more years of life. Those that also have purpose, direction, and a very strong why are 3 times more engaged not only in their work, but their own life and showing up to themselves. The best person you can be is when you get up in the morning and you honor everything that you wanted to do, not for others, but for yourself. When you're the best version of yourself, you're the best person for everyone else, including your family. And, of course, the best one is those that have a strong why, a strong purpose, have a 40% higher success rate with value-based goals. So you're probably writing this down now and thinking, maybe I need to kind of change how I'm thinking about my why and my direction, right? So, think really quickly. Is your why today a little bit different now, hearing just a few things that you've heard right now? Do you feel like you need to kind of change your why? Or is your why still the same? And if your why is still the same, that's completely fine. But maybe the steps to get to your why are a little bit different. So, like I said, throughout your journey, life, business, whatever it may be, your why, your purpose, your sense of direction, they will change. And there is nothing wrong with that. It's all part of the journey, not the destination. Dad talked about this all the time. Is yes, I do have a destination in mind, but what I'm most excited about is the journey that I'm going to take to get there. And that journey might not take me the fastest or the quickest route, but it will be an unforgettable route. Your journey defines you. It makes you. And then you have stories to share and tell with people that are motivated by it. So, ask yourself real quick, what would I fight for even if it got hard? Kova's talked about all the challenges that you experience in your business, the things that you can't control, the things that you come across on a day-to-day basis, right? You get challenged in those moments asking yourself, is it worth it? Is there a reason behind it? Once again, if your why is stronger than anything else, you won't need a how. Okay? Learn from life's toughest moments. You are where you are today because you had to go through challenging times in life, right? They made you who you are today. You wouldn't be the same person if you didn't experience those challenges. Embrace those challenges. Embrace the difficulties. There is no mountain, no barrier too high that you cannot overcome or go through. Look at all the challenges that Dad had to go through. So many times he could have said no. So many times he could have said it's too hard or too difficult. But because of all of you in this room, he chose to pursue it. He chose to tackle it head on. So make sure that you learn from it, that you embrace it, that you go back and say, I had something similar to that a while ago. History has a tendency to repeat itself. So you might experience a challenge that you had similar to before that you might come up across again. Go back to that time and figure out, how did I overcome that? Do I do it the same or do it slightly different? Sometimes it's better to try different routes and see what works better for you. But constantly go back and revisit as life changes. History is your greatest teacher. So, another thing that you really want to do in order to have the best success possible. And some of you have kind of heard John Wetton's presentation on Gary's recipe to success, right?
Yeah.
If you haven't, I'm sure you'll hear it at some point in time. But Gary always had a call to action. You want to make sure that your why, your purpose, your direction are visible daily. Whether you're reminding yourself or you have it written down, you want to make sure that it's always there. To remind you, to push you, to motivate you, to encourage you. Okay? It's a way to hold yourself accountable. That's honestly the hardest part of setting a goal for yourself, is holding yourself accountable to that goal. It's like a New Year resolution, right? It's one of the hardest things to do. We have all this motivation to get started at the beginning of the new year. I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, right? You have your call to action. Put it on a sticky note. Sometimes you're your greatest enemy. So give yourself a little bit of credit. Be humble with yourself, right? But you also want to make sure that your why is attached to a clear, immediate action. The reason why a lot of people quit in February with their New Year's resolutions is because they didn't have the smaller steps leading up to that action. They set this big, ambitious goal, which there's nothing wrong with that. But they kind of already know that they're not going to achieve that anyway. So maybe set the goal a little bit smaller, set the bar a little bit lower. There's nothing wrong with that. Or, even better, make sure that your steps to that goal are cemented and put in place so you know how to achieve it or how you think you're going to achieve it. So make sure you attach to your why a clear, immediate action to get you to the step to do that. Okay? Does that make sense, making sure to have that step just to get you started to the next? Okay. I feel like that's the hardest part for a lot of people is they set it and they're not sure how to quite get to it. Start somewhere. Start small. Baby step at a time, okay? And then the big thing that Dad always did to make sure to hold himself accountable was he told everybody about his goal. Everybody about his why. That fueled the direction, the purpose even more. When you tell everyone about it, others who want to uplift you and build you, which everyone in this room wants to do, I know that for a fact, will ask you, hey, did you do that? Were you able to achieve that, complete that? Are you a step closer to it? Where are you at with it? As a constant reminder to keep you aligned with your why, to keep you moving forward in the right direction, okay? So share it with everyone. People are going to be really annoyed by you, but it will be good for you, I promise, okay? So, we're going to start the activity. Now, you were handed your little booklets this morning.